already have this pack opened. Mushrooms. Now you can put in as many as you want. I don't have an unlimited amount, so I'm gonna put in enough to fill a... Sorry, you're gonna wanna melt the butter first and then put in the mushrooms. Let's see, find the thingy. Put that on kind of low. You know, you don't want it too intense. Speaking of that, let me turn this on as well. Now, for mushroom soup, you want to do it pretty low. You don't want to do it too high because then it'll get like all weird and whatnot. So as this starts melting, that butter will eventually spread around. Right now it's having a little bit hard time because it's not super hot, but eventually that will do its thing. I don't want to do it too hot because then I'll mess it up. So that's going to do its thing while I'm waiting for that butter to do its thing. This is why I like using a whisk, because it's a lot easier to do this. Now, I personally cannot stand the texture of chunks in here, so I'm going to, yeah, that butter is going to just be in the whisk, don't mind it. So I like to stir it really well until there are no chunks left. So that's actually going to take a while. I'm actually going to keep stirring it the entire duration of its cook time. So that's not going to be done anytime soon. And as you can see, the butter is melting very nicely. Anyway, so now it's time to put the mushrooms in since the butter has melted. Again, you can put in as many as you want, but I don't have an infinite number. So I'm gonna put in enough to fill a normal sized bowl, which should be about that. Now that is going to do its thing. I'm gonna put these back into their bag because I'm done using them for now. I'm gonna continue stirring this while those do their preliminary thing. I'm actually going to add a bit more butter to the top just to help the process along. Yep. Just help it along. Yep. Again, hot water when you don't have a thing to actually wipe the butter off with. Good. And see, this is why I should have put the butter in first, because it's kind of being a little bit weird right now. If I had melted it first, then it wouldn't be being weird. But that's okay. It'll end up in the same place. It's just a little bit weird in the process. That is totally fine though. So it's not fully dechunked yet, but that's okay. And then what we're gonna do is, we don't want these mushrooms to like just stay on one side, you know, we want all the sides to get nice and sauteed. So we're gonna stir them up, make sure that butter is getting them all. As you can see, the butter is actually coming off it because it's getting hot, which is good. That's what we want. That extra butter is really helping, I think. So those mushrooms are gonna do their things, and I'm gonna come back over here to just stir more. Now, if I had both my hands free, I would do this little kind of rotating motion with it, but I only have my one hand, but that's okay. So this is the next best thing. And this is optional, but if you want, near the end, after you're done putting, like after it's done cooking, you can put it through a strainer to get those little micro chunks out, to make it nice and smooth, if you want. I personally don't bother with that because normally I can get it good enough just by doing this, but if you want to, you can. So that is an option. As you can see, the chunks are getting better. Not fully done yet. And I'm just, now you can use two separate things. I personally use the same one because I don't really care, but I'm just gonna switch back and forth to make sure these mushrooms don't burn, that they saute instead of burning. I can smell them already. That's really good. Now, how did that get in there? The mushrooms got into the whisk. Anyway, so that is smelling very scrumptious. Very good, very good. Now, I'm gonna continue stirring these because it's not done yet, but let me show you what size bowl I use. I use this size bowl. Here's a toaster for reference. This size bowl. It's about as big as this pot, little pot. So this is the size bowl that I like to use because it fits it nicely. Anyway, I'm going to continue stirring. And that's why I use the drip pan, so that way you can put your thingy on if you need to step away. Very good, instead of having to put it on the counter. We're getting there. Continue stirring those mushrooms. I love mushrooms. These mushrooms are completely optional. Again, I'm just showing you how I like to do it. I've only actually tried this once before, but the first try was actually really good. If there was one thing I could have done better, it was that I would have sauteed these longer. So I'm gonna actually make an effort to saute these longer than I did my first attempt. And the mushroom got in there again. That only issue with using whisk. But that is totally okay. Now, you may notice I haven't used those yet. That's fine, I will use them. I'm just trying to get the chunks out first. If that makes sense. This seems okay for the basis of it. Now I'm going to stir those mushrooms again. Then I'm going to start grabbing my ingredients. Ingredients, I guess. Ish. Get those mushrooms. Good. All right. So you can do these in whatever order you want. I do salt. I can't do this with both hands because it requires both hands. I mean, I can't do it with one hand because it requires both hands. So I'm just gonna give it a few good cranks. That's how I like to do it. Yep. So as you can see, and then bay salt. You can put however much you want. I can't stand too much spice, so I don't do too much. Maybe about that much, not bad. And then beef and chicken bouillon powder. You can, again, put in what you want. It is completely fine. The yellow is the chicken. And then this is the garlic. Give it a few good. And the onion. Give it a few good. And then the thyme. Give it a few don't worry about how it looks right now. That will get stirred in. And finally, use breadcrumbs. You can add them in at the end or midway through. I personally like putting them midway through so that way they get in nice and good with the texture, but you can do it however you want. And that is the ingredients. So then we're gonna just stir that in. Let me do this. Look at those mushrooms. Oh, they're getting real good. Unfortunately, I'm not 100% sure how to tell when they're like ready, so I'm kind of just winging it. Because last time I went on smell, which was fine, but they just ended up not being sauteed long enough. They were still good, just could have been sauteed longer. So unfortunately, I'm not entirely sure how to actually, but that's okay. And then finally, we're gonna stir all this goodness in. Look at that. Isn't that good? I think this is gonna be really good. I hope I saute these mushrooms long enough. Yeah, so that's gonna do its thing. I may have added a bit much, but that's okay. I bet it's still gonna be delicious. Yep. That smells so good. All right. I'm not sure actually how long to let those go for. I guess I'm gonna let them go for a bit longer, since I'm not entirely sure. That's okay though. We're gonna get all those delicious additions all stirred in nice and neat. So that way it's all pretty uniform texture-wise. Again, if you wanted, you could add the breadcrumbs at the end to give it one more crunch at the end. I personally just like putting them in the middle because I like the uniform. I really like the uniform texture. See, look at that. Look at that. That's really good. Really good. And of course, stir those mushrooms. Look at them getting nice and brown. If I had to guess, I would say they're about ready. Again, I'm not 100% sure. I should probably have figured that out before attempting this, but that's okay. As long as they are cooked. In fact, I could literally eat them raw. I don't like how they taste raw, but they're safe, even just from the package, right from the package. But this is better though. That is almost ready, I bet. I bet it is almost ready. I would say this is almost ready as well. Look at that flame. Anyway, so I am going to say that these are about ready. So what I'm gonna do, well, first of all, I'm gonna turn this off because I'm done with it. Now we're gonna get those mushrooms and we are going to just put them right in, just right in. Now you might need, I need both my hands. Yep. Yep, and those mushrooms just go right in. You just stir them right in. Now, I'm going to put the pot in the water to make it so it's a little less likely to stick, to make it hard for whoever has dishes today, which isn't me, but I'm going to do these because I made them. I'm going to do these dishes. So I'm going to fill it with water, so that way it soaks. Now I'm going to put my bowl over here because we are almost done. As you can see, I stirred the mushrooms in. I probably could have added more mushrooms now that I'm looking at it, but that's okay. Now this is optional, but I kind of like to kind of press them with my wick to make them a little less huge chunks and more smaller chunks. Again, completely optional. You could have also done that before putting them into the sauteing pan, but again, that is a-okay. Yes, indeed. This is going really well, I think, which is really cool. Yep. So I think that's going really good. Now you just keep doing this until it is the desired heat. Now, how you can tell is when it starts steaming slightly. I don't see it steaming, but you can also tell by touching it. Right now it is not hot, it is just warm. Yep, that's good. That is good indeed. So right now it's just warm, so we're gonna continue stirring until it's nice and hot. Then we're gonna put it in the bowl and enjoy. It's gonna be really good, I think. Yep, I think this is gonna be really good. Oh, I forgot to mention, I put the kettle over the hot, so that way it protects. Yep. Time for a temperature check. Still warm, but hotter. We're getting there. So this is a longish process, but again, that's totally fine because you don't want to rush it to make it weird. You want it to be nice and even, which is why we're going so slow. That's how it is with a lot of soup. There we go. We got that mushroom. Temperature check. Getting there, getting hot. don't see steam yet though, so a little longer. Getting there. Come on. There we go. We got that little thingy in the corner. That's good. Almost. Just a bit longer. This is gonna be so good, I bet. I get back down there. Sometimes it'll just roll right up the sides. Want them in the pot, not on the sides. Almost ready. Let's see. Almost done, I think. Patience is key. We want it to be nice and good, not rushed. Oh man, my neck hurts though. It's actually better to make it a little hotter than you think necessary, because when you put it in the bowl, it's actually going to cool off really quickly. So if you make it a little hotter than necessary, it cools down to just the right temperature, and then you can eat it. If that makes sense. Honestly, I probably could have just paused the footage for all this. But that's okay. It just, I mean, keeping it in gives you a sense of how long this takes. I mean, of the time required. So that's good. Just, well, I'm sure most of you will probably skip through this part, and that's totally fine. I don't mind. Just is accurate. It's now 9:30. All right, I think that's hot enough. Cool. At around the 30-minute mark, at least for the second video, because the first one got cut off accidentally. That's okay. Yep, that seems good. We're gonna put our, oh, why is that dripping? What? It's not that. Thank you. All right, now we're gonna turn this off. Give it another good cursory stir just to make sure. Yep. Good. We're gonna pick up that pan. And now it might splatter a bit, but that's okay. We're just gonna pour it nice and slow into, that one was a bit of a splash, and that's okay. All right. Good. Oh, I meant to put these in the fridge. That's okay. Spoon. Look at that. Oh yeah, that's gonna be so good. Okay, that's okay. Okay, mushrooms. Transfer this to the hotter one. This is done. Let me put down. Put my ingredients away. All right. Yep, that's hot, all right. We carry it over to the table. Alrighty, and that is how I make my mushroom soup.